Yo, and yo, I am back, woman, as promised. Okay, so you heard what Togbe uh, Mabonga had to say, and as you can see, Esau has made the mistake of not keeping his friends close and enemies closer. Uh-huh. Uh, they did not account for such a bold move, but this is the necessary move um, to change the tides of this ongoing tug of war. And so the South, the United States, Kafla, Baba, is declaring a state of emergency. Aha. A state of emergency. There we are.
I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important. National energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. I declared a national energy emergency.
He said national energy emergency.
That's so important. National energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pay.
Because they're trying to quickly pool whatever resources that they have.
Pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States.
And now you can hear where this language is coming from.
It has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this.
Basically, we got our own gas.
Reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
Manufacturing superpower and the world capital. Listen to the language for me. This is a global game now. The playing field has expanded, but this is exactly what Uncle Black was telling you. That is basically to say that these other nations are not sovereign. They are looking at the planet as a state, and the USA is the capital. So you can see why BRICS exists, and it is growing. And they can feel that cold chill breathing down their necks. The day that they dreaded has come. This is going to be interesting with a army that is made up of, that is so diverse. This will be a very interesting period we're entering into for me. But Uncle Donald has declared a state of emergency. You didn't even know we were in a state of emergency, did you? It's okay. It's okay. Well, now you do. Former, we are not just in a state of emergency. I submit to you what I've been saying, and yeah, everyone in my circle that knows me, that's been close the last few years here as I teach, I constantly have been saying what? Could ask it on you, my wife. We are already in World War III. We've been here, Foreman, for quite some time. Hence why you saw the Call-It-Ettes that said, entitled Cold War. That's what I was referring to. We've been in World War III. It's just now starting to ramp up. Baba.
This will increase demand for U.S. Treasuries, lower interest rates, and secure the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency for generations to come. The reserve currency is so important. You know, if we lost that, that would be like losing a world war. We can never let anyone play games with us, and that's why when I heard about this group from BRICS, 6 countries basically, I hit them very, very hard. And
you hear him admitting to it live. They're playing this game out on the world stage for me. This is serious stuff. But now he sounds different that you know what's actually going on, doesn't he? This is basically, you know, how people, families get in fights and feuds online on social media. That's what's going on. They're just all out going at it. Just blatantly, no shame. Because this is who Esau is. See, the N.W.O or N.W.O, the prophecies teach us or tell us what's going to occur. Nations will begin, each man will go back to his own people. So you're going to see them, each nation revert to their ancient culture, state, being who they are. And there is none more, I'm quoting the Bogo Afa, the Holy Scriptures. Is there anyone, there is no one more profane than Esau, aka the white man. So you are seeing this, his character, the lying, the barbaric nature. Remember, they are the Neanderthals, not us. And you see that hunter spirit come out. What do you think? Who do you think Kraven the Hunter in Marvel Universe is based off of? I'm talking about character for a reason, because how this is about to tie up. And you can't make this stuff up. That Cold War. 2 more posts on Instagram to show you. Akpa kakakatogwe. Apanga marara. Dagba nami. A money war without missiles. You see that? Who knew that the Third World War would not involve atomic bombs and nuclear power? Oh no. This is a digital battle. But you see, what you're about to find is that Esau understands when it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty, Good old fashioned raw energy is probably the best tool. I digress so we may progress. Second, last IG post to show here. Check out this video to close our this is a well done video explaining why the U.S. is in a state of emergency. Bummer.
The United States just lost a war. It didn't even know it was fighting. The financial war didn't start with militaries. It started when money stopped flowing through America. While Wall Street was busy watching stock charts, Brazil flipped the switch and stopped using the US dollar to settle trade. No SWIFT financial system, no banks in New York, just direct settlements using blockchain rails, in deals worth billions. And here's the kicker. It's working. This isn't theory. Russia and China already moved, 20 billion moved. No US dollars involved. Brazil and India are sending energy payments, with $0 involved. The US didn't authorize it. They didn't even see it coming. This is BRICS Bridge, and it might be the biggest threat to dollar dominance since...
And Gafla, Uncle Black, is what he was talking about. Says the US did not authorize it. That's the problem. You're not sovereign if you have to check in. That's basically what the US is saying. You didn't check in. Like I said, Esau sees the world as a state and himself, or the US, as the capital. So how are you talking about the US didn't authorize it? But all this has been explained to you. That's why I showed you these videos. But I'm just pointing that out. Look at what he's saying here. The fact that the world has to look to Esau for verification or his endorsement. Okay, that's the Most High. Remember, all these nations have their own cultures, their own ways of worship, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I always say, no. Who you are afraid of, that is your God. And this white man is the majority of people's God. Vama.
The petrodollar. It's powered by blockchain-style rails, custom-built to bypass SWIFT, US banks, and even Western oversight. But what does this have to do with crypto? Because the same rails being built to dodge US control are blockchain-based. And if these nations can settle global trade with digital currencies, they don't need US banks. That's the real war. Not tanks, not tariffs. But who controls the code behind the money? You're not just watching geopolitical news. You're watching a historic shift, and crypto's infrastructure is in the middle of it. Are you ready for the next evolution? The United States just lost a war.
Heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. So they are fighting frantically to recover from it. I submit to you that you want to say backed into a corner, but they're not backed into a corner. But that's how Esau fights, right? He fights like an animal backed into a corner. So it's going to get interesting. Now let's take a look at a map here on AtlanticCouncil.org. And we're going here to show you how far behind Esau is. Atlantic Council. This is the CBDC tracker, or a crypto bank digital coin tracker. I think I said that right. I might have said that wrong. Central bank, kafla, central bank digital currency tracker. I was way off. The central bank digital currency tracker. They have a map to show you. Essentially, the map says, what is a central bank digital currency, CBDC? A CBDC is virtual money backed and issued by a central bank. As money payments have become more digital, the world's central banks have realized that they need to provide a public option or let the future of money pass them by. Hover over a country to see its status. Click on any country to learn more. So these are where central banks or development is taking place. Take a look at this map for me. Numbers don't lie. Just all the little dots are the development of these central banks, research, blah, 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 the platforms. Look at Africa. Look at beautiful, beautiful Africa. Take a look. Now look at North America.
Bruh. No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Look at North America for me. That's South America. Well, this is South America. This is North America. So behind is not the word. They're not even in the race. How do you close this gap? You don't. Unless you cheat, steal, kill, and try to bully your way back into the race. So why AI? Where are we at here? Why AI?
You have artificial intelligence being the major driver of growth in the United States. And they're honestly just trying to catch up with the other countries like China who are leading this conversation in a big way. Artificial intelligence is actually the only thing being spoken about really in the business world when you talk about change. But outside of knowing the company names that are the most involved with AI and hearing about their chips and the technology that they're using, you really can't get much information on the way that these companies plan to use this unless you research the fourth industrial revolution.
The fourth industrial revolution that I spoke of earlier. So let's take the brother's advice and do some research. I have taken the liberty of placing a chart before you to explain it to you in simple terms. You have 3 revolutions before this. The first one, the Industrial Revolution, begins mechanization of manufacturing with the introduction of steam and water power. First revolution. Second revolution, mass production assembly lines using electrical power. Third revolution, automated production using electronics, programmable logic, controllers, IT systems, and robotics. That's our generation formula. And now being designed for the next generation is the fourth revolution, autonomous decision making. Again, just go back, Aurora Illumination, and call it. It's all there on my Patreon. Autonomous, in other words, being able to do these things by themselves without human oversight. Making of cyber physical systems using machine learning through cloud technology. Very important. The clouds are where? Above your head. Correct? The fourth revolution, just so you can, I want to point this out just so you can see this photo here. The cloud. This is what the U.S. aims to achieve. They want to be that dark cloud. Can you see that? Make sure you can see it. They want to be that dark cloud overseeing everyone else. The internet above the internet, the infrastructure above the infrastructure, if you will. They want to maintain the God status. But thence shall I bring thee down to the ground, thus saith the Lord, right? This is about power, former. That's what this is about. Power. Plain and simple terms, no beating around the bush. Who's gonna run this tonight? We are. I said it, we are. Who's gonna run this town tonight? That's what this is about for me. Power. Hail Hydra.
Hydra created a world so chaotic that humanity is finally ready to sacrifice its freedom to gain its security. Once the purification process is complete, Hydra's new world order will arise.
This is the world that is coming, and it will not come with an instruction manual that explains how to adapt.
We all know that blockbuster Avengers series. We all know that Hydra is actually Esau. Esau seeking to run the world and rule the world with an iron fist, as it were. So what does one need to put the fear of God in others, that he might rule over them? What type of weapon? Don't forget, again, going back to the the Holy Scriptures, understanding the character and who is blessed with what. Uncle Esau was blessed with the sword. When your back is against the wall for me, you go with what you know. Military ingenuity and might, that is literally his blessing. On what scale, you might add? Well, there happens to be a new, not new to me, but again, the Spirit revealing these things at proper time, but relatively new to a prior understanding that I brought out. I'll explain shortly. Denzel Washington's son was who's an excellent actor, as we know, did a movie called The Creator. Raise your hand if you've seen it. And in that movie, former, as soon as I saw the technology, I said, Esau wants that. He wants that bad. If you haven't seen it, let me show you Nomad. What do nomads do for me? They wander over the face of the earth, to and fro. They have no home. Sound familiar? No culture, culture of vultures. That's right. Take a bigger picture real quick. That's Nomad. Pretty clear what that looks like, right? If you said an angel, the wings of an angel, then you are correct. More prophecy. I will send a nation against you, swift as an what? Eagle flyeth. What is the national symbol of America, Former? For those of you who have never been faced with this question or revelation. Aha, the eagle.
Sending the right coordinates. Go back! Go back all out! Evacuate immediately. Missiles will impact in 1 minute. Company moving in. This is Nomad. Copy that. Sending the right coordinates. Go back! Go back all out!
I just want you to see that. Imagine looking up and seeing that hovering above head for me. Get a good look at it now. Get a good look at that. Because I need you to have a good visual of that structure. Got it? That thing scans and then has the ability to deploy. Let me see if I can show you a little bit more. How about that for me?
Powers are still growing.
Now, let me show you what you just saw real quick. Let me point something out to you. See how realistic the emotion and the movement of this robot was? That's also in this movie. That autonomous AI. They have the robots. I never seen a movie have the robots moving in this manner. And they will also had skins with faces they could put on. This see, he's a robot. That's where you can see the AI, the machine underneath, but he's a robot. So just dealing with the AI, Baba.
The range of her powers are still growing. But if we can get her up there, maybe she can destroy it.
moving in. Do it. Push up. Wait, eyes on asset. He's gonna blow the door! Pull back!
Open the airlock! Hit the button, please! Hit the button!
Sir, Taylor's armed an explosive.
They're gonna take out Nomad. Bring forward the attack.
That's what I wanted you to see.
They're gonna take out Nomad. Bring forward the attack.
Those are the missiles. So I'm just showing you how. What's great about this is I'm showing you how. What's the word I'm looking for? Good night, Kafla. Starts with F, I think. Feasible. Kafla. It's late. Babama for me. It's late. Feasible. This can be done. This setup, this system ran by AI, like this can be done. A lot of times in these movies, you see something that's completely outlandish. No, these are things that can actually be achieved for me. So check it out. This is how this machine works.
Shit. The launch of the missiles. You go turn the power off so I can blow this place up. Mother, this is what she wanted.
The weapon's inside Nomad.
Seal it off and destroy it.
Yes, sir.
Please report the evacuation point. This is not a drill. We gotta stop them!
Those are the missiles.
Now!
As my cousin says, missiles.
Missiles approaching targets.
Look at that. So that's him holding on to one of the missiles. So I want to show you that. Now, again, if you've been hearing that past message, which is actually my little brother's favorite message, angel fire. This is one from like 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. Now, I did a message called Angel Fire. And this is right in line with a technology that sits above like a god and rains down fire from heaven. But since you weren't there, I have taken the liberty of cutting out a clip of angel fire. Now, this was taken from carbon, altered carbon, is where you saw this technology. Same concepts, though. Carbon sleeves, being able to transfer your consciousness from one suit or body to another. Same exact concept, because it's the same agenda for me. Vame.
This way.
Wait. Target engaged.
Is that who I think it is?
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I'm on your side.
Stop right there.
Campbell's your man. That's how he knew where to find my team. You told him where they were.
Kovacs, something's happening.
Call Danica Harlan. She'll tell you. I work for her.
Vudin, shut the fuck up.
running it all from the inside. This is treason. Protectorate will remove you.
How? The planet's dark. Arrest him.
This will never stand. You have no grounds to arrest me.
This way.
Wait. Target engaged. Is that who I think it is?
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Oh, Kafla.
On your side.
Stop right there.
Campbell's your man. That's how he knew where to find my team. You told him.
Kafla, you'll play now.
Kovacs. Something's happening.
Call Danica Harlan. She'll tell you. I work for her.
Vudin, shut the fuck up.
War, the ceasefire. You've been running it all from the inside. This is treason. Protectorate will remove you.
How? The planet's dark. Arrest him.
This will never stand. You have no grounds to arrest me.
That's your asset, wearing the envoy's burst sleeve. Double sleeving's a capital crime. I've got all the ammunition I need.
Come on!
I can't hold it!
Ah, yes. Angel Fire. Woman, do you think something like that could even the playing field? You tell me. You tell me. So we're going to close with some scriptures and prophecy to ensure we have understanding that nothing we are seeing was not foretold. Again, this is Wolanyata. This is your prophetic news source. That is the Coinbase symbol I told you to memorize for me. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? See the circle? See the gap? If you're not familiar, also in prior understandings, the ice wall. This is where we are. This is the ice wall. This is what you call outer space. But it's all within the alili, or the firmament format. Can't go outside of it. This is a symbol that the knowledge or the technology, the information they are dealing with and receiving is coming from the ancient world beyond. This has been the plan, is to go beyond the firmament for me, creating a new world order. Let's read. Right at the end here, I have one last jewel to drop on you as we close. Revelation chapter 13, verse 11 through 14. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, Esau. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, talking about the kingdoms of Esau or Edom. And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down. He maketh what? Fire come down. He maketh what for me? Fire come down from heaven. Nomad. On the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, meaning you will now reverence him as a god instead of your true creator. Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. Remember, we were formed in the image of Mahu. Kafla. He wants us to be formed in his image. We are formed of earth, water, and wind or air. Well, it says the powers of the air. This new digital system, the online platform, technology, he wants us formed in that image former. An image that is not flesh and blood. That they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Revelations chapter 16, 8 through 9. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun. Upon the what? Upon the sun. Upon the sun. Kafla. And I move I can't see it. Okay, we go. Upon the sun. There we are. And power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. The sun here represents or is the greatest source of energy in this realm. What did he say? It is a state of emergency about what? Energy. They're trying to harness. You even see it in Gods of Egypt. Not the Gods of Egypt, Spider-Man, The Power of the Sun by Dr. Otto Octavius, in the palm of my hand. Trying to harness that solar energy. Going back to them actually worshiping the sun. Sunday worship. Play-ba-boo. You cannot harness the sun for me. But don't believe that they aren't trying. Where do you think we get the concept of solar power from? So, all of this is technological advancement, as it were. Men were scorched with great heat. I mean, is this not literally describing what you just saw? And blaspheme the name of Mawu, which hath power over these plagues. And this is what you have to understand for me. Again, much I am not saying. We have a way of connecting to that natural resource through the source. And very few understand what I'm saying right now. Very few. They fear that. My ancestors had power to call down fire from heaven. With what technology? See, when I say Hieva, you have no idea what I just said. But trust me, there are N.W.O or my brethren who understand what I just said. Mawuli. Is it any coincidence? Not Mawuvi, but Mawuli, Unkulu Mawuli, who you call Elijah. I digress, so we may progress. Which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. You see, if you watched Christ is Not the Word of God, CNWG, on YouTube now, 10-part series for free, then you heard as I allowed the N.W.O or the elders to break down to you. I believe it's the Akan elder, but he broke down how God is the spiritual or religious word for nature, and nature is the scientific word for God. The information is there for me. Zechariah, trying not to say it the right way, and it don't type me. Zechariah or Zechariah. I'm going to show you the actual way to say that shortly. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Hold that in your spirit. Flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth, hold that in your spirit, thereof is 10 cubits. Actually, this as well, length and breadth. Because remember for me, this is a translation. This is a translation. And we haven't had the actual root language to decode what's actually there. But I digress, we may progress. 3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse. This is the what? This is the curse, Vame, that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Is this not describing what we just saw? Nomad. Not just that machine, but also the system. That the network, the platform that allows it to be online worldwide. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts. That is Hebe Avakrola. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely. What falsely? Not supposed to find any guile in your mouth. That's I am. Nyatefwe Nufia Lagan. professor of truth. By my name. Don't focus so much on what is the Most High's name, because he doesn't have one. These are all titles for me. What's more important is the character. We are supposed to be his sons, his representatives, its representatives. And so that's what it means by falsifying. It is the first commandment, as it were, not to take his name in vain. This is just another way of saying that. Taking the life that you have been given and using it for destruction from it. That is blaspheming. That is swearing falsely. That is the root of sin. This is why it is the first commandment. Or kafla. That is the well, having, yes, no other lifestyles. When it says no other gods before me, no other lifestyles. And then that is the third. Yes, that is the third commandment, kafla. But that's why it's at the top of the list. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. That's very powerful. This, I want you to hear this clip of Uncle Black speaking. This is our last video. About a 5-minute clip here. Where it says, swear falsely by my name. The value of our name. What is in a name? And ultimately, even he doesn't know that he's talking about, what are we talking about? Maintaining our righteousness in these last days. The last days of what? This kingdom. You're in a time, and you can also watch on Prime, if you have it, Fallout. Everyone's doing what's right in his own eyes, as the scriptures would say. But good people dropping their morality to survive. And to some degree, you must. But what are you willing? I said this, I was watching an online interview with this female who does OnlyFans. But what I said, I typed this in, was it is not morality, it is only a moral code or a standard if you uphold it. So integrity, what would cause you to compromise your integrity for me? These are questions you need to begin to ask yourself. How important is it to maintain your righteousness? What is a good name worth? Well, the Bobo Afa tell us that a good name is far above rubies. But I digress. Let's listen.
Annexed into the American empire, you can't make any decisions without their approval. And if you attempt to do so, you better remember Maduro. Because they know it's not about no damn drugs. It's you too cozy with China.
Oh, Kafla, let me jump to the right spot. Kafla, a bit behind. Where am I at? 254. Babama, let me get to the right spot.
People stood with him. That was sent a message that still resonates with people around the world to this very day. Do not sell short the value of righteousness. Do not sell short the value of justice. You don't ever trade in your integrity. That's your name. This is our name we're talking about now. Your name is what you trade on when you ain't got money. Your name is what you can trade on when you ain't got a dollar in your pocket. Minister Louis Farrakhan pulls up. I wish you would tell him at your restaurant, here's the bill. He ain't got to pay nothing. His money is good here, but he don't need it. He doesn't need a dollar to walk in here. He just needs to walk in here. The honor is ours. On account of the fact you've earned that. The honor is ours. You don't need money. Not you. We know you. We know your rep. We know you. You don't need money. The rest of you folks, they need money. You don't need any. They can look crazy if they want to. They already know. He doesn't need that. No. See, that's what you do. Right there. You don't surrender or sacrifice your name. Our suffering in the killing fields of America, that gave us proof to the world of the quality of and caliber of our character. No, you don't sacrifice that. Not at all. Because that's more valuable than the money is. That's more valuable. That legitimized everything we said and everything we did. That legitimized it. And if we become a whorehouse, that will be the first thing we lose. And everyone will say, oh, you're just like us. Yeah, y'all, we knew it. Them niggas was lying the whole time. They're just like us. They're just as shallow and hollow and unscrupulous as us. They're just, see? That's what it would be. It would be that. They would love it if we did that and say, see, we told you. They weren't righteous. They weren't noble. The myth of the noble Negro. They weren't noble. They're just like us. We just didn't give them a high enough number. They're just as evil as us. And folks, please understand what the next evolutionary step would be. If we resort to unscrupulous, illegitimate means, if we're willing to concede that for reparations, here come all the blacks owned slaves too, people.
Nigga, what?
By the way, once you give up that ground, here come all of the, well, you know, you people own slaves too. And we know you would do it because look what you did for this. So you're no better than the rest of us. You would do it too. How are you going to condemn us for slavery? You would do it too. That becomes the next evolutionary step. That becomes the next evolutionary step. In the chat room, if I ever find a civil rights lawyer that I could rely on for you, I will let you know. You're not going to get me sitting up here telling you about the legal class. If I can identify one that is not going to be an embarrassment or a problem, I will let you know. So I'm not having tremendous luck on that. But I'll let you know. They're not worried about there. That's what happens when you don't have integrity there. For us, we don't have that. People, we don't have integrity to lose. We can't afford to lose that. We cannot afford to lose that. What we got right now is our name. And that name is good in the streets. When people want to fight injustice, what do? They channel their inner black man. You all have seen white boys, I got time today. What is he doing? He's like, hey, I'm getting ready to thump on them. He feels he has been done wrong. He feels he has been dealt injustice. He doesn't channel George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or Franklin Roosevelt or JFK. Even the white kids, they channel their inner black male. When they get ready to turn up, when they done talking, that's what they channel. They don't channel Jared Taylor and Nick Fuentes. They channel us. You know why? Not because of violence, but because of resistance. Resistance to injustice. And we will give that up if we become like the unjust. There's a reason everyone channels that, from Asia to Malaysia to Idaho. That's what having a good name in the street does. You can be the most oppressed people and simultaneously the most influential. And I'm going to give that up? Never. Never. Not going to happen. Not now, not ever. Let these other people sacrifice their names. We will not be joining them. We came too far to squander all that now. Everybody wants to see if you'll give it up for blood money because you don't understand. When you go get a record deal, they want you to hurry up and sign that check because you don't understand what you're giving up with it. Man, just give my check. They owe me that. If you don't get it the right way, it's going to be the most expensive one you ever had. Don't be gullible. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up.
Amen. Togbe. Amen. Nyama afia nami. Akpo bede o. Nyama gbe nutefwe wo vasede nye kukbe o. Aha. That is Job 27, Uncle Jogbo. 27 and 5. God Most High, Mawu, forbid. Bedeo. Mawu. Okay, I just put this right here, but it has a mind of its own. AI, is that you? Mawu forbid that I should justify you till I die. See, Uncle Jogbo was willing to give his life to uphold his integrity. That is righteousness. I will not remove my integrity from me. Ye macho afia nami akpog bedeo. Nya magbe nutifwe wowo. Vasede nye kukbeo till I die. I shall not remove ye macho afia. See, integrity is righteousness, aka the sewo. Aha. That is the importance of the Torah. And this shall be, this is Zechariah 14, 12 through 15. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. They've always spoke of this as nuclear power. In a way, it is. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them. And they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Yahudah also shall fight at Jerusalem. And the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together. A fool's and his money are soon parted. All the wealth that they are gathering will eventually come unto us, former. It is our essence, or our destiny. Gold and silver and apparel in great abundance, And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents, as this plague. Now for the final revelation. I'm going to read this in the tongue. We get a different understanding by doing so. It is actually Sakahya. 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 This is what Sakahya means. Sakah. And Avagba. Here we go. Open it twice. You see that? Sakah. Disorder. Fiery horse. Without discipline. I started this year, and the N.W.O can vouch, because I sent this to them. The thing that I asked or for the ancestors for help with, and Mawu for help with, and I also want to let go. I want to let go of undiscipline and be more disciplined. And that discipline for me, what is it? Nufiyama, is righteousness. Yatefwa, Natefwa for Nufiyama. It's righteousness. It's truth. It ties into a good understanding have all they that what do his commandments. This journey all started with discovering that I was supposed to be upholding the commandments. You have to understand that the commandments, the Torah, I still speak in a way that others can understand me, but the Torah is our forefather. This is our code of ethics, of morality. This is how you maintain life for me. So Sakah, and then you have here. Sakah, fiery horse, right? And you have here. Here. And here, safe, right? Here. The sun. You see over here, the star. Stargate. But that is what's here. So Sakah here. We were talking about the order, and that was the name of, we'll get into the name of the true name, if you will, but the highest appellation, I guess that's how I should say, of Ba'u. Has to do with this. This is ancient. It goes back to Ra. But I digress with no progress. That's not what this is about. But the sun, fiery horse of the sun. What could he be talking about for me? Is this not adequately encapsulating? Because you have to understand that although this is written, the Bible, the scriptures were translated into Twi, or Okri, which you call Aramaic. The titles, the names stayed intact. It was N.W.O or Begwa speaking writers. I say that to say that these titles are coded. You have actual names, and you have the names that embody the message. That is the wisdom of the N.W.O. So dealing with the energy for me here, fiery horse, right? And the chariots bringing order out of disorder. Energy of the what? Here, the sun, the most powerful energy. Saka, yeah. Now I want to pull out these two words. When it says, remember we said flying scroll. Agbala, that's the scroll. But you have, this is the word for flying. It is actually 3 words to make one. It's important to understand these 3 words so you can receive the revelation. To avala. To avala. And that next A is I'm still learning to understand it, but it's like an animator for a verb going into the duh. But if you put it right here, we'll say ada, and it changes the meaning. But to avala da. To avala is the word. So let's break it down. First, you have to. Now, you can't make this stuff up for me. I didn't put this stuff here. That's why I show you the documentation. So I'm not making it up. To. To. Mortar. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. Look at number 12. Stable. Stability formula. Stable coin. What is mortar? If you don't know, those are the shells in the military term. Shells dropping, bombs. To. I didn't put these words here. I did not put these words here. So you have to. Mortar. Then you have ava. Ava, Hama, you already know. Ava is war. To. Bombs. Stabilizing, right? Things. But war. Is this not describing nomad formula? Remember, this is thousands of years old, but when you are plugged into the essence or the symbol, the source, you can receive these understandings, and our forefathers received them and passed them down to us so that we would not be deceived in these last days and we would have a heads up. And then you have La. La. Oh, Kafla. You have Avala, is what I want to say. So you put Avala together, what does it give you? Wing. 2 wings of the same bird. Forming war, bombs, winged war bomber. Tell me how our ancestors were able to put this here thousands of years ago. And this is what you are seeing in front of your eyes on the screen. I didn't put that there. And then if it couldn't get any more amazing for me, these 2 words, which are translated as measurements, right? The length and the breadth thereof. I told you to hold that in your spirit. The 20 cubits and the breadth thereof, 10 cubits. Well, in the Bagba tongue, the root language, it has Abo Klugui, and Ahoklugui, Skafla, Ahoklugul. Now, these words can be used for measurements. I consulted Togbe Mawuvi, as I mentioned before, asking him, what does this word mean? Because I was looking it up and I couldn't find anything on it. Now, the spirit of error, the same spirit that was operating in Matthew 1 over Joseph and Mary, calls me to error and send him Abu Klugui instead of Aho Klugu, which I had at first. It was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when I was getting all of this finished up. And I somehow was looking at it wrong, but it was meant to happen. So this is the one I had written down, but I actually sent him Abu Klugui. And so without him knowing it, I didn't give him any context. I just asked, what does this word mean? He gave me a breakdown. Now, before we get this breakdown that he gave without context, this is the breakdown that I broke down, the word I meant to send him. I know that was a bit confusing. I'm saying it one more time. I meant to send him this one, Aho Klugu. Aho Klugu. But I accidentally sent him this one, Abu Klugui. This is the one I had broken down the night before. And what he broke down still matched up with this one as well. But I'm going to show you how the Bogbokokoi works, because the spirit has it so that both of these give us brand new insights and we were still unified in spirit. My breakdown and what he said about this one, and they both coincide together. So this is how I chopped up this word, Aho Klugul, Aho Klugul, Kafla. Aho in Abba means Aho, eagle. Kafla, I don't see my y'all see my what's the name? Did I get rid of my y'all still see me? Kafla. Okay, there it is. It disappeared on me. Got a little bit worried. All right. Think I'm still good. Let me bring this back up. Let's make sure I'm still rolling. Ahon. 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 Eagle. As swift as the eagle flieth. I didn't have time to even look up all these different types of eagles, by the way, but eagle. Ahon. As I told you before, eagle has always been my favorite animal since I was a young boy. Ahon. 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 So you get eagle, ahon. Eagle, ahon. Ahon, clue. I think it's clue. Let me see. Ahon, clue. Kafla. Ahon, clue. Broken. Curved or broken. Why is that significant for me? Because remember, within that structure, I knew something gave out. For some reason, my images just cut out. But we're at the end. I don't know what's tripping like that for. My images aren't showing up at the moment. That's okay. I'll do it this way. Let me do it this way. Remember that circle, the coin base, with the broken circle. Curved. Format. I can't make this up. I did not produce this movie. I did not write down these prophecies. Tell me how it is so perfectly aligning. Togwe Ajanklo was properly giving the understanding of what our Togbiwo knew. Ahon glu gu. Now there's an L on here, but they do that a lot with translations like Israel. There's no L. It's Israel, but there's no L actually there. Gu. Curse. Tell me if I'm reaching here. You tell me. Eagle. Broken eagle. Says his kingdom will be partly broken. That's Daniel. Broken eagles curse. And now for the home run. Abokrugui. I don't know the actual tones for this one, but this is the explanation that Oki Tobi Mawuvi gave me. He said, the word Abo Krugui, as I know it, is a deep Aba expression used to describe raw, undisciplined, animal-like behavior in a human being. I don't know why my image keeps going away. I don't know if y'all can see that. Probably not, but anyway. Former. Who comes up with destructive inventions like this? Undisciplined behavior. What did I say? We have to be disciplined in this time. Breakdown. Since not strict morphology, Abo is an animal, a beast or beast. Klugui is a wild, unrefined, lacking restraint or cultivated sense, meaning in use, a person. Let me put a period here. I copied this from our WhatsApp. Meaning in use, a person who acts without self-control. Someone ruled by impulse, anger, appetite, greed, or ego. What ego? We will be the capital of the technological world, of the new world order. We are the capital. Right? It said he would speak great words against the Most High. Ego. They're egomaniacs for me. Egomaniacs. Is Uncle Donald not a proper representative of these people? You have to have an ego to try and control people's lives the way that these people do. Behavior that ignores social order. Wisdom. He said, I will promote a people, to rule over you with a foolish nation. Or ancestral discipline. Not setting by the words or the laws of his fathers. They don't honor the ancestors for me. They only honor their own. The word, to my knowledge, does not simply mean insult for its own sake. It is a moral and behavioral judgment. What judgment? Now you're seeing that balance you're seeing in the prophecy. The Most High, Mau, is the one bringing it about. When elders use aboklugui, they are saying this person has abandoned human discipline and is acting below the standard of a cultivated being. In ancestral thought, the worst thing is not ignorance for me, but a lack of restraint. That is what aboklugui points to. Now, for me, Togbi Mawuvi Dagbanami Akba Kakaka Melawo Tovinyebo. Aha. Minyeba. He had no knowledge of the scriptures I was breaking, or the prophecy I'm breaking down here, when he gave this understanding. You tell me. A little beyond the time, but Kafla, Spirit blow away, list this. Last scripture here. And I added one here, Kafla. Ecclesiastes 3:21 says what? Who knoweth the spirit of the man that goeth upward? That's the righteous man, the just man, the man of integrity. And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. That is the spirit that has possessed or that operates within Esau, aka the white man. Isaiah 33:1-6. Woe to thee that spoilest, that is that beast, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. What? When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. Bricks. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning, our salvation also in the time of trouble. There is no Christ at this time. That's going to be our prayer going out. Okay, I will say it in the Avagba tongue. At the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered. And your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, as the running to and fro of locusts. As the what? Running to and fro of locusts. Remember, I form the light, I create darkness. I, the Most High, do all these things. Nomad. The Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Shion with judgment and righteousness, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. This is the verse I wanted to get to. Pay close attention here for me. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the what? Stability. The stability of thy times. This is our stable coin formula. Each other, the brotherhood, the sewo, the code. This encompasses everything. Our brothers dead and alive. All of the spirits, our African spiritual knowledge systems. This is the stability of our times. The strength of salvation. Not Jesus Christ for me. There's no one coming through the clouds to save us. It is our love for one another. The upholding of our code, the sewo, the highest code that we have refused to keep. That will be the stability of our time. That will be our salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. The beginning of wisdom. Natafwa. Nunya. The beginning of wisdom, woman, is the fear of the Lord. That is his treasure. That is what he seeks. That is the stability of our time. Have no fear, woman. Perfect love casteth out all fear. Kum Selah. Amen. That does it for the 5th episode, this episode of The Land. Kafla for the length. I tried, but again, it's been months now since the last Land, so almost a year. So a lot to cover, and that was necessary. I think you can see now the importance. I believe I'll put this on YouTube for free. I'll also link it to my Patreon. I don't know how long I will keep it on YouTube, but I will definitely post it to YouTube, and I'm going to spread it on social media, on my IG. Everything is the same, my name, so that people can hear this and hopefully gain some stability, if you will. With that for me, I want to quickly supplicate or pray with these words we just read in Isaiah 33 and verse 2. Hewa vemianu asiwonu bombiele nie miafualo indi siandi ple miafue honamele hianchi. Which is what we just read about Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm in the morning. He will uphold you with his right hand. And our salvation also in the time of trouble. Till next time, for me. Nia Minyaba. Try. Minyaba. Piao.